Have you ever gotten an embroidery board and wondered what you do with all these holes? Well, I'm going to show you a few stitches to navigate and make this board something you're proud of. First of all, sometimes the boards don't come completely punched out, so just take your needle and punch out those holes that may not have been completely punched out. They're already cut, they just need a little tap. So once you get those holes tapped out, we're going to start with an outline. You can start with your flowers, but sometimes I feel like maybe starting with the outline is a little bit easier, but whichever you'd like to start with. And so the outline is going to be a back stitch. And honestly, I wish I would have started in the top of the leaf hole, just otherwise there's going to be a blank spot there. So I wish I would have just started in that top hole of that leaf. So you're going to come up from the back. All the stitches you start out from the back, and on this back stitch you're going to come up from the back. You're going to go down in the next hole to get you started, and then you are going to come up in the next hole and then go back down in the hole behind it, hence the name backstitch. So next you're going to come up in the next forward hole, and on the boards it's hard to figure out where your holes are since you can't feel it through the board like you do a cloth, and then go back down in this hole behind the stitch you came up from. And then you're just going to keep doing that. So up in the forward hole, then back down. And then that just gives you a nice solid line. And seriously, you can do the whole board in this whole board in this one stitch. But I know you want some texture and some design. So we're going to move forward and show you a few other stitches. So there is another view where we came up in the hole forward and then down in the stitch behind. So now I'm going to show you a few other stitches. So these holes were just off to the side by themselves, and so we're going to do a French knot. And I believe in your instruction sheet it's called a colonial knot. And so what you do is you're going to again start your stitch from the back. So you're going to pull up from that hole, and then you're going to wrap your needle. You're going to hold your needle horizontal to where you came up, and that stitch worked fine, but I have a tendency to leave the thread that comes through my needle really long, so I pulled my thread out from my needle. Okay, so let's try again. So come up in the hole there, then you are going to hold your needle horizontal to where you came up. See, I have that extra long thread. I really need to shorten it. I'm going to have to shorten it here. And then you're going to hold your needle horizontal to your thread. You're going to wrap your needle a few times, 3 or 4 times, and then you go right back down in that hole. And typically I will try to hold the thread and help coax the needle through it, because it's just, see how it loops back onto your thread and creates that knot. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. We're going to come up in the hole there, in the next hole. Hold your needle horizontal to your thread. Wrap your thread with the thread that's coming out of the hole closest to you there, and then go back down through the hole And sometimes if you wrap your thread around your needle too tight, it's really hard to pull through. And there it goes. Just like that. That's probably one of my favorite stitches. But next up is my favorite stitch. So you see that bigger hole in the center, and then it has like five holes around it. This is the woven wheel stitch. And so you're going to come up in the center, and then you're going to go down in each of those 5 holes. So first up, we're going to go down in that hole. You see the line that goes to that hole. Next, you're going to go over to the next hole. It has that line drawn to it. And it's really hard to find your holes when you're stitching on a board since you can't feel it through the cloth. So you're going to come up in the hole to the next of it and go down in the center. And you're going to continue to do that all the way around that star. So come up, go down in the center to get that, because you need that line. You're going to cover that line with your thread. So however you can create that star looking effect. And so anytime you see that pattern, the 5 holes with the lines, that's going to mean you're going to do the woven wheel stitch. And why it's called woven wheel, you will see next. All right, so we finished out this star looking pattern. Now you're going to come up in one of the holes. And in that stitch going to that hole, you're going to go underneath that thread, go over your next thread, and then go under the one after that. So it's over, under, over, under. Do not pull your thread too tight or it will not lay correctly. So, and also when you're doing your stitches from creating that star look to create what you're going to weave the thread on, make sure you don't pull it too tight, but you don't want it too loose, because you want to be able to keep its figure. But so that's why you don't want to be too loose, but you don't want to be too tight to make it too difficult for you to weave. So again, over, under, until you fill your wheel. This is going to be my last round because I'm getting to the end. You can't hardly see the little stitches that created the wheel. And I just went under that stitch I just finished. And it's so pretty. I caught a few stitches, and then I'm going to go down through just to knot it off. And that is the woven wheel. Now, do you see the cluster of dots down below there? I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do these, because when I did it this first time, I thought that it turned out like they were just too close together. So we're going to do a lazy daisy stitch, which would be great if these dots were a little bit further apart. So to do a lazy daisy stitch, you're going to come up from below the hole that you're going to loop back to. So if there's a hole above it, go in the hole below it. And hopefully this makes sense. So, and now you're going to go right back down in the hole that you came out of, but you're going to leave a loop there. And again, I've left my thread that comes through the needle too long, so I've got to pull it through. There we go. And so we're going to leave a loop there. So we're just going to hold that up there. And then you're going to come up in the top and you're going to make sure you come through that loop as well. And then you're going to pull it down. So it just has that little loop, kind of creates a little daisy daisy petal. And then you are going to go down the same hole you came up, but you're going to go on the other side of that looped thread. So that is one way to do those little dots. And that stitch is a super cute stitch, but I do feel like they are just awfully close together. So I think that top hole would make for a great French knot or colonial knot. And I'm going to show you now a stitch that I think will work so much better for those clustered stitches. And I do not know what this stitch is. I cannot think of it for the life of me. So you're going to have to follow along and then comment and tell me what the stitch name is. But it almost looks like maybe a chicken claw, if you will. But to go over that lazy daisy stitch again, you're going to go in a hole, start in the hole below, leave a loop, go back down when you go back down through, and then come up in the hole above it, and then lock it in by going over the thread. So here is the next stitch, and I did it in blue so you could tell the difference. Okay, so on this stitch, like I said, that top hole could be a cute little French knot. We're going to start in one of the outside holes, come up from behind. We're going to go across to the hole across from it. Not the hole in the center, but a hole across from it. And then we are going to come up in the center hole. Sorry, I'm moving around quite a bit. We're going to leave a loop there enough that you're going to be able to pull it down. We're going to come up through the center hole and then go back down the center hole. So it's kind of this like a daisy, but we're going across from each other. And then going down on the opposite side of that looped thread. So you're going down in that same center hole. I sure hope this makes sense to you all. And then we're going to go to the next set of 3 holes. It looks like a Mickey Mouse ear below it. So on the outer side, you're going to come up through the outside hole. You're going to go across to the other outside hole. You're going to leave a little bit. And you're going to come up in that center hole. Have the loop on one side of your needle. And then go back down in the same hole, but over the thread. So it just kind of locks it in and pulls it down. So pay attention here because you're coming up on a leaf. So you can kind of see the design there where that leaf starts at the next hole there. So again, come up on the outside, go across to the other outside hole, leave a little bit of thread to catch. So leave that loop there, come up in the center, pull it down, and go over the thread, but back down the same hole you just came out of. And then those leaves are going to be the same as your outer stitch, just differentiate them with maybe a different color. And that is it for the stitches. We have the French knots, the woven wheel, we showed you the lazy daisy, the back stitch, and then what I'm going to call a chicken claw. I can't think of that stitch for nothing. If you think of that stitch, please let me know. And if you have liked this video, please like, comment, and share. And enjoy creating your own embroidery board. I hope this video has helped you. Please like and subscribe and enjoy making your own.